Get ready. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Start. Sir, the three wings of defense, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, require to be well equipped and modernized. Ours is a country with a great population. I know our difficulties also. In the present world situation, it will not be possible for us to remain second rate in regard to possession of modern armaments. Defense is a very complicated problem nowadays in this world. We have not got that technical know-how. We have not got those technicians who can manufacture modern weapons in our country. Even then, the Defense Ministry is efficient. It has tried to manufacture as far as possible new machinery and modern weapons. Then the problem of development is equally, or if I may say so, more important. It all depends upon how we progress. To shape the future of our country requires huge funds of money. We are a poor country, and I am told that taxation in our country is the highest compared to other countries of the world. The question therefore arises as to how we shall meet the situation. New wealth has to be created, new sources of wealth have to be explored, and in these matters we cannot depend upon friendly countries for coming to our aid in times of necessity. The country must have that self-reliance, and in course of time it should be our aim to reach that stage when this country can produce all its requirements, can have its own defense, can have its own development, and can stand on its own legs. If I were to dilate on this, it will take a very long time, and everybody in this house knows the difficulties and the complications of the situation. But even then, I might suggest that this question of development requires to be very carefully handled. Now, wealth comes from two sources. One is agriculture and the other is industry. And agriculture is the main base for development purposes. But what do we find about the position of agriculture in our country? I think our Prime Minister suggested that in all the states the Chief Minister should take over the portfolio of agriculture, looking to its importance in the situation. But I do not find any Chief Minister caring to accept the suggestion and take over the portfolio of agriculture in his hands. That shows how serious we are in meeting the situation. Agriculture, sir, depends upon millions of small agriculturists in our country, and in spite of our planning, those who are connected with the rural areas, those who are intimately connected with agriculture, know that agriculturists do not feel enthused. Despite planning for so many years, the same old rut continues. Unless we enthuse them, unless we make them feel that they are the builders of the country, that they are the molders of the future of the country, agriculture will not prosper. There are so many reasons, but the main reason is that the agriculturist must feel that he has some important place in our country, that he is doing a great service by ensuring higher production. For that purpose, it is very necessary that the per acre production must increase. More land is not available for cultivation. Population is rising by leaps and bounds. There is the question of unemployment, and also we find that the pressure on land is very much. If we want agriculture to prosper, the pressure on land, the number of human beings dependent on agriculture has to be reduced, and where shall we divert them? If they go to urban areas for employment, they do not get it. The figure of unemployment is rising every day. Therefore, it is very necessary to see that some industries are diverted to rural areas. We should create agro-industrial climate in the country. We have been talking of creating this climate all these years. But in that part of the country from which I come, I have not seen any industries on a necessary scale being established in the rural areas. Unless we do this, the youngsters from the rural areas are bound to come to the cities. There will be the question of unemployment, the question of housing, the question of sanitation. All these problems will arise. It is very necessary that we find useful employment for them in the rural areas, in the villages in which they live, and they must have a decent standard of living. With the progress of primary education, with these new modes of transport, people from the villages now come frequently to the cities and see what facilities, what amenities are available in the cities and how backward their village are comparatively in respect of these amenities, and they feel dissatisfied with the life they lead, and therefore they are inclined to go in for better prospects, for a better life. They want to go to the cities. That is also a very serious situation for the government to consider. The problem of rural employment must be solved on a war footing.